Hi, this is going to be a quick demo about the progress we've made on supporting Singlehost in Devworkspaces. So in my cluster, I have my usual Devworkspace operator running to be able to reconcile Devworkspace objects, but I also need another operator called Devworkspace chair operator that is going to be responsible for reconciling the Devworkspaces in chair-specific manner. So that I have that running too, and we need to configure that. So we'll first apply this object called chair manager that configures the chair specific part of the deployment. So we are saying here that we are going to use single host routing and on this host. So let me apply that to cluster first, and we see that the operator reacted and is creating a bunch of objects, domain ingress, through which all workspaces are going to be available, and this pod is running traffic that is basically the gateway that routes all the traffic around, and also its configuration. So now that we have this part set up, we can now try and set up and start a workspace. So if I'm going to be deploying this Devworkspace object, which is basically just a sample taken from the Devworkspace operator samples, and the only change there is this edit routing class chair, which basically tells that this is going to be a chair workspace and is going to be governed by the chair, Devworkspace chair operator. So if we apply that instead, like this, we're going to see a couple of things. There is a new configuration in the namespace of the where traffic is, which basically reconfigures traffic to route traffic to this workspace. And in here, let me make that bigger. In here, I have a bunch of basically the deployment of the workspace itself. You can see that the workspace that I deployed is now starting, and it's going to be available on this URL, which, as you can see, is a subpath on the on the main ingress that I've specified in my chair manager, which is unlike the default behavior of the normal Devworkspace operator, which would make the Devworkspace available on a subdomain. So now that the workspace is running, I can just take that URL, put it in my browser, and we should see the workspace or TIA actually normally loading and functioning. Of course, this is not without wrinkles yet. We have one thing to figure out, and that is the current chair server has the ability to run certain endpoints on subdomains even in single host mode, and that's something that we still need to figure out in Devworkspace, but I don't think that's going to be a major difficulty. So now the workspace is running, and that's it for my demo.